Oh, thank you for tuning in. Sorry for the chaotic opening, but we're excited to reveal our cover here. We got two minutes, 2 minutes to go. I like to pull up a proper clock. What do I usually just I Google clock, and that gives me
Give a
the world
countdown to the
clock.
millennium
And here we
count
go.
or clock.
This isn't quite what I'm looking for either, but yeah, time dot is perfect. A minute and a half. Yeah, I'm excited. I'm excited to show this cover, the cover art. I am very excited for. Marcus wrote this cover story. You guys traveled. It was in the States. This one, Alex, you
Yeah.
went as well.
Yes. Yep,
And
this is my sixth cover story.
wow, yeah, you've been
And yeah,
knocking them
maybe
out.
probably the one I'm the most excited for and like maybe the most like personal like fanboy for. Maybe just in terms of like my general enthusiasm for the game and the studio. So yeah,
Yeah,
I'm super psyched.
heck yeah. Yeah, we got about 45 seconds.
I'm like trying not to say anything.
I know we're
Uh,
just like just like twiddling our thumbs, being like, "What can we can't say?" You know,
Yeah.
all that good stuff.
yeah,
So
yeah.
apologies for the awkwardness. Is that the word we want to use here? But
I think we're vamping,
A little,
as they
yeah.
say in the
what does that
business.
mean? Vamping?
You never heard that?
It means to like postpone and distract
It just means to talk.
while
Just like fill
I thought
awaiting
about
time.
like vamp.
talk.
I thought of vamp from like Metal Gear, like vampire. It's like what does that
Mm.
have to do with what
Yeah,
we're
he fills
doing?
time.
Nanomachines are involved.
All right, you guys ready? 5 seconds.
Yeah,
Four,
5 seconds.
three, two, one. Hades 2 is our cover. I love this cover. This cover is so awesome. Original art by Gen Z, the art director at Supergiant. Is that right, Marcus and Alex? Am I saying the right
Yes.
Yep.
words?
Yep, she has been the art director at Supergiant since Bastion. Well, at Bastion she was a contract artist, but she has been with them from the very start. She's the art director. She's massively talented.
Yes.
And whipped this cover up in a record amount of time. I just want to give her huge props. It's maybe a
Absolutely.
different style than you might expect from Hades. That was intentional. Gen Z wanted to kind of give a different look and give you a lot of detail and just a different mood than maybe you're used to in the game. But it's amazing.
Yeah, it looks awesome. And yeah, and it's original to us, which is like honestly, we weren't sure if that was going to happen, and they Jen put it together so quickly. Yeah,
Yeah.
this is like
Also,
this is a top tier like cover just art for me. I love this cover. It's so cool.
an anecdote from Jen. Jen told us when we were visiting Supergiant Games in San Francisco only a week and a half ago or so, right? 2 weeks ago max.
Yeah, something like that. We can
Yeah.
have. Yeah.
She told us that she actually used to work at GameStop and would sell Game Informer magazines, and so that this is like um, a massive like moment for her because she loves Game Informer and even sold it at one point, and now she drew the cover of one.
that's awesome.
So it's
It's a great
incredible.
full
Yeah.
circle. And yeah, and we can I went to confirm to double check. The other big surprise associated with this is alongside the cover reveal, Hades 2 is officially in early access as of
Yeah,
right now.
Surprise!
you can go play it.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah, they have just announced it as of like 5 minutes ago. So yeah, that is actually the build that we played for this cover story. It was we played the early access build, which is substantially larger than what was in the technical test. So the cover story has and you can see there actually it says the making of Hades 2. That's kind of like an important distinction because with this cover trip, since people will have already been playing it in early access, at least on PC, it's only on Steam and the Epic Store for now for the early access launch. But we wanted to sort of give like a little bit more of a behind the scenes look of like here's why Supergiant, who is a studio that has never made sequels, what drove them to tackle their first sequel in Hades 2, the decisions behind that, as well as sort of their new approach or like different approach that they took to the early access launch and the early access period compared to Hades 1, and then also some of the mythology behind Hades 2, especially with Way, who is the new protagonist, Zagreus' sister, sort of like a very obscure figure in Greek mythology, much like Zagreus himself was. So getting into like the who and the what and the why with her and some of the new characters, as well as for people just like a general like like overview of like here's what's new in Hades 2, here's what it brings to the table, here's how it's different from Hades 1. So yeah, I'm excited for it. I'm excited for people not just for the cover, but to see the layout of it. Shout out to Monica, one of our like graphic artists. Like I think the interior of like the cover itself looks awesome for this story. Some exclusive screenshots in there, and yeah, it looks sweet.
Yeah. We see it as kind of like a companion to people getting their hands on the game.
Yes.
In early access.
Yeah, and speaking of early access, we have been playing a lot of this game in the last few weeks, and we have a lot of videos coming out. There's a new gameplay today episode up right now. You can see the second area and boss fight in Hades 2. That was not in the technical test. It is the next area after what you might have seen in the technical test. That is up right now. Tomorrow we have a rapid fire going up with Greg Kasavin and Amir Rao of Supergiant Games. And then we also have a studio tour coming this week over on our YouTube channel, youtube.com/Game Informer of the Supergiant Games office. And you get to see a lot of the faces and people who made this game. And then once our cover actually kicks off next week, we've got a lot of interviews and all that fun stuff. So it's going to be a good time.
Worth noting that we are revealing the cover earlier than we usually do because we really wanted to show it off because it's awesome. I'm going to press the button again so you can see the full spread, and then the actual issue will be live digitally on May 14th. So that is when you can read our cover story, is May 14th. We just wanted to share the actual art today. And then, like Alex said, we will have some sort of online features surrounding the game, some of which are already online.
Yeah, it's going to be a great time.
Just an awesome cover, awesome game. I wanted to shout out a couple of the other pieces that are going to be in the issue that you can get on May 14th. The big Hades 2 cover story, was it 12 pages, right, Marcus? It's huge.
Yep, 12 pages.
And then we're also we have a piece. Matt Miller, our editor-in-chief, went to Wizards of the Coast to take a look at the next iteration of D&D. So we have a whole feature about that, which is very cool. Big one is Wes LeBlanc here traveled to South Korea to go check out The First Descendant, and walked away very impressed from that game, or flew away, I guess you could say. It was a big trip for Wes. He went across the world to go check out that game. And Marcus, you have a big piece that you've been working on for a long time. You have the Hades. This is a very big Marcus issue. You've got the full Hades cover story, and then you also did this big piece on Digital Eclipse that you've been working on for some time. That will be in the issue as well.
Yeah, I got to speak to Chris Kohler at Digital Eclipse, talk about the making of the Gold Master series, which is the making of Karateka, and Lamasoft, the Jeff Mentor story, which released back in March. Sort of like the story of how this came to be and how they put those games together.
Yeah, it's a very cool piece. And we got some freelance pieces as well. Let's see. We have a piece from writer Elijah Beam about tracking down a rare Star Wars arcade cabinet. That's really cool.
I really like that one because I wasn't even familiar with that whole story.
Yeah, like you'll read about it, you'll learn why the arcade cabinet is so rare, and then the experience of finding it and actually playing it. And then we have another piece from Nolan Good, freelancer, all about the current state of Final Fantasy XI, how that game just continues to persist, and how that there's a community that's still very excited about Final Fantasy XI. So it's a cool issue. I'm really excited about this issue. I'm excited for people to get the physical copy in their hands, to have that amazing art. You can subscribe to the physical version of Game Informer magazine by going to subscribe.gameinformer.com. And if you do that in the coming days, you will get this Hades 2 issue sent to you. You'll be able to look at that art and go like, wow, that's good art.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's-
But yeah, anything else to plug, everybody? It was kind of a chaotic start, but it's a strong finish for this stream, I feel like.
No, I mean, again, check out the issue. Check out the game. I guess now it's out in
Yeah.
early access on Steam and the Epic Game Store. Excited to keep digging into the game, and yeah, we're excited to see what everyone thinks when the issue launches on May 14th.
Yeah. See you guys then. Thanks so much for tuning in, everybody. We appreciate it. See ya. Bye.
Bye.